Chefs of the future, COF Nation, COF.
Chefs of the future, COF Nation. Yo, listen, now more important than ever, make sure you comment, share this video, subscribe, because we plan on bringing you real talk like we always do. And it's more important than ever that you do so, because who knows how long we're going to be on this platform speaking this real talk. Now, once again, I'm joined here by my co-host, Jada. What's good?
What's good, you guys? Glad to be back.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Now, listen. Today, we're going to talk about something that I'm very passionate about. And the reason why is because I experienced it, multiple times myself. Now, what we're talking about today is I'm going to be calling upon the Puerto Rican and Black-owned stores and bodegas, in every major city to actively think more about their community. And how so? Well, you can see by the vid that it's by not allowing, the local police to set baits in their stores, in their establishments. What I mean by that is we all seen the bait bikes, parked in front of the stores, parked on the sides of the building. Now, where it becomes precedent to talk here on the show is when it bleeds into the shopping experience, when it compromises the hospitality.
I got cut up right here, you feel me? Michael.
Oh my. Oh, look at the cheese. Okay.
Imagine a scenario in which you're buying food, and in doing so, you have to enter an active, bait by the neighborhood police to meet their quota, whether it be money hanging out the ATM for you to grab and for you to get arrested and jumped upon instantly, or a bait bike or a wallet or a skateboard, what have you. Now, the reason why I say this is wrong is because you're doing it in the wrong place. This is a sanctuary. This is a place supposed to be safe, that you're making nutritional decisions and that you could bring your family to. Now, before I really get into deep into this, you hear this, Jada, what's your first reaction?
It's a problem. Honestly, my opinion, I feel like it should be done, especially in the communities that we're in today, especially what we're going through in society and the children that are growing up. Because back in the day when we were growing up, we didn't have to worry about the drug dealers and the bums and the drunkens coming into the store. We were secure. We were safe. We felt safe walking into the store with our little bit of money and our little bit of, candy money to go into the store. Nowadays, you can't even step foot into a store without someone begging for change or the local drug dealer selling drugs at the back of the store, and the company and the owner is allowing it. So, me personally, I don't feel like it's a problem that they're setting up bait, as you would put it, for people in the community.
Now, okay. Now, let's make it clear that this isn't a video about discouraging police investigations or anything about that. No,
yes.
This is about keeping the place where you're going to shop for, make your nutritional decisions a sanctuary, safe, inviting, a place that you don't feel compromised or that you don't second guess walking into. Now, you're making the vote with your money to go to a specific corner store. Mm-hmm. Now, if the police was saying, hey, look, we're trying to catch the drug dealers that's making the drug deals or what have you, the murderers in the neighborhood and stuff like that, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is when you prey upon the customer base of that store, like by baiting them with things that's not trying to catch the big criminals. What drug dealer are you going to catch dangling $20 out of an ATM?
That is true.
You're going to catch that, that 15-year-old, that 16-year-old that just wants a dime bag. They see $20 and they're like, hey, look, Boom. Now that person, he or she got a record now. And they was enticed. You know, they have baiting laws for this. Now, it should be. This is what makes me so upset and why I'm so passionate about this. Because you're the owners, right? And I want all owners, you know, Middle Eastern, all of them to speak out on this. You know, don't allow this to happen because you have an obligation to the neighborhoods. You know, not to the local, you know, police department. Of course, you assist in anything you need and anything they need, but when you allow them, you know, to pull up and park in your aisles and your stores and put your customers in a predatory environment, you know, that's when it's wrong because you have an obligation to keep your customers safe.
But we do feel safe. People do feel safer when you walk into a store and you see a patrol officer in the store. I feel safer. And I've come across, again, a couple of people who felt safer because they're there, because they're sitting outside in the car or they're sitting across the street in the paddy wagon, as to where you go downtown to the, you know, and you don't even see it down there. Why? Because they feel safe, because they know their community, they know their surroundings, as to where when you come in the hood, or as society will call it, the ghetto, you don't. You rarely see a Caucasian person go into a bodega and not look around or clench their money, as to where they go downtown, their money's in their hand, and they're like, hey, yeah, this is what I need and this is what I want. Why? Because they're safe. So why can't we feel the same way with a cop in the store, with the police officer in the store? Because they're baiting people. The only people who think like that are the people who are prone to doing something they have no business doing.
Now, this is what I say to this. Again, if they was there, if they had like a police booth, right? Like laundromats do. Some laundromats have a police booth because they stay open 24/7, where it's clearly labeled police, and they're in their uniform.
Yes.
They have, their badges, and they make themselves known. Now, when you have, plain clothes police officers, right, that's pretending to be, a regular pedestrian, that's there with, a trap, a bait, Jake. This is what you don't understand. They have a active trap. Like when you spring it, that's when they jump on you. Now, if they was there just to make surveillance, again, like that police officer in the laundromat surveilling, you would deter a lot of crime without having a trap, a trap that's there to get anyone who's naive enough to spring it. That's where I view it to be wrong.
Okay. And
that's where I say the owners have an obligation to not allow that to happen in their stores.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
The community, deserves a place to feel safe to shop. And if you want to have a larger presence in any particular neighborhood, there's ways to do that doesn't spill into, establishments, because they're not doing that in the large, Chick-fil-A's. They're doing that in the mom and pop small stores in the local neighborhoods. Because they don't have the red tape and the corporate bureaucracy to go through to allow that officer to be there in their stores. It's just the owner said we good, let's do this, let's surveil, let's get these people. Like, that's wrong. And I would call upon all owners, like I said, but I'm Puerto Rican, I'm black, I can only speak for us. So look, as Puerto Rican store owners, as black store owners, you shouldn't allow this to happen. And not to say to not assist in any investigation, but to keep that into public, areas, and to remind yourself that you have your most obligation and your most important duty to the community.
You're right.
and the people that's going to give you your longevity, you
Yeah.
know, as an establishment, so you could last 20, 25, 35 years. You see cases where some stores is about to shutter and the whole community uprises and keeps that store open. That's because they trust them and they built that rapport.
You're
You
right.
know, now people that doesn't look at the larger picture, they don't see that. You know, store owners that don't look down the road 20, 30, 40 years. You know, and they actively allow these things to happen. When the store closes, they're like, "Oh yeah, I knew it was gonna close." You know, everybody in the neighborhood is like, "Yeah, I knew it."